Hey everyone, my name is Alexandra Andrade and I'm a licensed master esthetician and aesthetic instructor here at the Beauty Expert Spa Studio in Chesapeake, Virginia. So I'm just going to show you how to quickly and effectively treat those unwanted unpleasant blemishes at home with the use of high-frequency device. High frequency also goes by Darsenval if you go, or if you are from Europe. It's the same piece of technology, essentially using the same kind of current. Now, with the high frequency, you are going to plug your handheld unit into the wall outlet. In the treatment room, we plug them directly into this big machine. You are going to use your smaller glass rod attachment, either a spoon or I would just go with this, with the smallest size. You are going to turn it on and you should hear this buzzing sound. All right, I've turned my lights off so you can see how you can properly, test your high frequency and see whether it's working or not. All right, so let me turn this big one off as well. So we turn it on, and what we're seeing now is that electrical flow. See that? In my case is more of a violet light, so we have argon. There are two types of different gases that they fill the tube with. It would be either neon, which would light up as bright orange or reddish kind of color, or argon. Argon would usually be like a cooler, like a purple, almost pinkish color. Now our textbook, or some sources will tell you that those two gases produce different effects. So one would be anti-aging, another one would be antibacterial. Truth is, they both are antibacterial. There is no different effect. All right, so now that we have our rod in place, we have current flowing, it's on, you hear that sound, right? And you see I'm touching it, it's not hurting me or anything, so it's not gonna hurt you. I would bump up the current to maybe about 40% or like halfway through. It just depends. The more fluid you have in a blemish, like the more pus, the bigger it is in general, the higher current you can actually tolerate. If it's something very small, and especially if you're on the drier side and you have more sensitive skin, so I would just start slowly. Now, when you're gonna use it on your face, make sure that you've cleansed your face properly, that your skin is nice and clean and free of any kind of makeup or creams or anything like that. You will apply all of that after you treat that blemish. So let's say I have a blemish here, which I have a little spot that's a pigmentation here. So I'm gonna use it on that. You're gonna bring it close to that spot. You don't have to touch it. You just bring it close enough and the current jumps on your skin. It's magic. Like that. Let me move closer so you can see it. I'm not touching my skin with it. I'm just very, very close at enough distance so that way the current can jump onto the blemish. Remember, you cannot treat the area for more than 30 seconds. We usually break it down into bits of 10, break, 10, then break, and then 10. Or you can do 5 and 5 and 5. It doesn't have to be the full 30 seconds, but just remember, never go over that time. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with hyperpigmented spot that you would need to treat for hyperpigmentation afterwards. So you're gonna just add on another problem onto your list. So you're just gonna get it close to your skin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You can apply pressure. Make sure your hands are clean. You apply pressure in order to help with that painful or unpleasant sensation, right? Then you go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And then you can go in third time. I'm not gonna go in again because I already went so many times while recording this video. Now, after you're done with your whole treatment thing, remember to properly clean your little glass rod. Do not immerse it in water just because we don't want this to get rusty or damaged in any way. So properly clean your tip. You don't have to disinfect it with strong disinfectants like we did in the treatment room, or because we bar beside it. Now, if it's your own thing, you just need to make sure you keep it clean and dry. Do never store it in a closed container where it gets like soggy and wet, because bacteria can grow on it like that. What do you do with the skin after you're done zapping your little blemishes? You just gonna go in and apply the serums that you need to apply, and you should absolutely not forget to apply sunscreen. Now, sunscreen is an absolute, it's a must for you at this point. Now remember, those blemishes, as they dry, they can pigment a little bit. Blemish can absolutely darken in color as it dries out, but then it will come off with the natural cell renewal cycle. So as your skin renews itself, as the new cells push on the surface, those old cells, the dehydrated part of your blemish, will come off naturally. Now, definitely we don't want to see any kind of pigmentation left on the skin. That's why it's so important to use your sunscreen as your skin is going through that process, as it's shedding it. Sunscreen is a must.